Leviticus chapter 20. And of course, we're experiencing technical difficulty with chapter 20. So we'll do chapter 20 on PDF and then skip to the app to do verse 21 and following. God's big warnings: don't be wild. God told Moses, hey, make this announcement to the people. If anyone sacrifices their kid to Molech, yeah, that fake God, they're canceled fully. That's a no go. If someone does that, I'm turning my back on them. I'm done. Can't do something that evil and act like we're still good. And if people see that happening and just ignore it, pretending it's fine, I'll deal with them too. They're just as guilty. Anyone who messes with psychics or mediums, trying to get vibes or tea from the spirit world, I'm out. Blocked. That's not how we do things. So stay pure, be real with me, follow my lead. I'm God, your creator, not some random. If you talk trash about your parents and totally disrespect them, that's a no from me. That kind of behavior leads to serious consequences. Okay, this section is wild. It's all about not hooking up in messy, chaotic, or straight up wrong ways. Sleeping with someone else's spouse, big red flag, major consequences. Sleeping with your stepmom, daughter in law, or any close relative, nah, that's messed up. Hooking up with both a woman and her mom, bro, absolutely not. That's a drama series waiting to happen. Animal stuff, no, just no. Same sex stuff in this context, also a no from God. TLDR, God saying sex isn't just vibes and chaos, there are boundaries for a reason. More messy situations. Don't sleep with your sister, aunt, or in law. Don't cross those family lines. God's like, respect your people and don't make me hit unsubscribe on your life. Follow my rules and don't be like those other nations I'm kicking out. They didn't listen. Now they're out. But you, I've got better for you. A whole land, a vibe, something special. Stay unique. Don't just blend in. I made you my people. You're not just anyone. You're chosen. So act like it. And yeah, if someone keeps messing with spirits, fortune telling, and the dark side, that's dangerous. They're on their own. All right, let's pick up with verse 21 on the app. Okay. Yo, listen up, Moses. Go talk to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and tell them this. None of them should mess with dead bodies and get themselves defiled among their peeps. But for his squad, like the fam that's close to him, his mom, dad, sibling, bros, and sis, and for his sister, a virgin who is close to him and has not been married, he may choose to be intimate with her. But he shouldn't do anything that goes against his reputation, since he's a well respected person among his crew. He's got to keep his dignity intact. Or, if he's married, he shouldn't do anything that would dishonor himself for his wifey and stuff. They're not supposed to go bald or shave the edges of their beard or make any cuts on their skin. They gotta be totally dedicated to their God and never diss their God's name, because they're the ones bringing the lit offerings to the Lord and munching on that holy bread. So, yeah, they gotta stay super holy. They shouldn't marry someone who is promiscuous or disrespectful, and they should marry a divorced woman. It's because they're dedicated to serving their God. So, like, you got to make him all holy and stuff because he's the one serving up the bread for your God. He's got to be real sacred to you because I, the Lord, am the one who makes you all holy and stuff. If a priest's daughter disrespects herself by engaging in promiscuous behavior, she dishonors her father and must face the consequences of being punished by fire. Jesus, they're going to burn her? The high priest, the one who got that anointing oil poured on his head, is all set up to put on these cool garments. Is not allowed to show off his head or rip his clothes, fam. He can't touch dead bodies or defile himself, even for his parents. He can't leave the holy place and disrespect the sacredness of his God's sanctuary because he got the anointing oil on him, representing his special position. I am the Lord. And he's going to find himself a wifey wifey who's pure as ice. He can't marry a widow, divorced woman, someone who disrespects, or a bad girl, but he can marry a virgin from his own crew. He must not disrespect his offspring among his squad, because I, the Lord, gonna bless him. So God was like, hey, Moses, listen up. Aaron, listen up. If any of your descendants got some flaws, tell them to step back and do not bring no bread to offer to God. Anyone with imperfections, like being blind, lame, having a flat nose, or any other physical abnormality, should not come forward. Or like someone who's got a messed up foot or messed up hand, or someone with a hunchback, or someone who's short, or someone with an eye problem, or someone with a skin condition, or someone with scars, or someone who's had a rough time down there. What does that mean? Dude, anyone who's got any kind of flaw from the family of Aaron, the priest, can't come close to offer the offerings of the Lord that are burned up. If he's got a flaw, he can't come close to offer God's bread, period. He's going to chow down on God's bread like the super legit holy stuff and the kind of holy stuff too. They can't go near the veil or altar if they got any blemish. Got to keep my sanctuaries holy because I'm the Lord and I'm the one who makes sacred. So Moses was like, hey, Aaron and his sons, and all the Israelite peeps, listen up. I got something to tell ya. Chapter 22. God straight up talked to Moses like, Aaron and his sons, listen up. I'm telling ya, keep yourselves away from the sacred stuff of the Israelites. Don't go disrespecting my holy name by messing with the things that are dedicated to me. I am the Lord, by the way. Tell them that anyone from your crew, no matter which gen they come from, who messes with the sacred stuff that the Israelites dedicate to the Lord while being unclean will be totally out of my presence. Just so you know, I'm the Lord. If any dude from Aaron fam is dealing with leprosy or some gross running thing, he can't chow down on holy stuff until he gets himself cleaned up. Also, if anyone touches something dirty because of a dead body or a guy who's got some weird stuff coming out, you got to stay away too. Like if you touch some gross, creepy creature or come in contact with a dude who's all unclean, whatever kind of unclean stuff he's got going on, if your soul comes in contact with any of these things, you're gonna be unclean until the evening, and you can't munch on the holy stuff unless you clean yourself up with some water. And when it's dark outside, he'll be good to go and eat the sacred stuff as his grub. Don't eat anything that died on its own or was killed by animals, or else you'll make yourself impure. I'm the Lord. So, like, they got to follow my rules, otherwise they take on the sin and end up dead. And if they disrespect me, it's like a major deal, okay? I, the Lord, am the one who makes all sacred and stuff. No random person can munch on the sacred stuff. Only a chill, non-local friend of the priest or someone working for them can snack on the sacred stuff. But if the priest pays for someone's soul with his own cash, he can dig into the grub as well as those who were born in his crib. They all get a taste of the meal he buys. By the way, that thing in curly braces means the money he spent on it. If the priest's daughter gets hitched to someone outside the fam, she can't chow down on the sacred offerings. And by someone outside the fam, I mean some random dude she barely knows. But like if the priest's daughter becomes single again or gets a divorce and she doesn't have any kids and she goes back to live with her dad, just like when she was young, she can totally eat her dad's food, but no random person can eat it. If someone accidentally eats something holy, they should give the priest a fifth of its compensation. And they shall not disrespect the sacred stuff the Israelites offer to the Lord. Don't let them take on the guilt of doing something wrong when they eat sacred things, because I, the Lord, make them holy. God talked to Moses like, Aaron and his homies, listen up. This message goes out to all the peeps in Israel, whether you're part of the fam or just visiting. If you want to make a dope offering to the Lord, whether it's a promise you made or a free will offering, here's what you've got to do. You got to bring a flawless dude from cows, sheep, or goats, wherever you feel like it, whenever you feel like it. Anything that's messed up, you can't be bringing that as an offering because It ain't gonna be cool with the big man upstairs. And if someone wants to bring a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord to fulfill their vow or voluntary offering of cattle or sheep, it has to be flawless and in perfect condition to be accepted. There should be no defects in it. If your animal is blind, injured, disabled, or has a weird growth, has a skin condition, or is covered in sores, don't bring it as an offering to the Lord or burn it on the altar. If the animal you're planning to offer as a freewill offering has an extra or missing parts, like a bullock or a lamb, it won't be accepted if it's for a vow. You can also offer a kid instead of a lamb if you want. Don't even think about presenting anything to the Lord that's all banged up, squished, shattered, or sliced. And don't even try making any offerings like that in your turf. Yo, don't even think about offering up some janky bread from some random person to God. That stuff is probably messed up, all full of flaws and imperfections. It ain't gonna pass as good enough for him, trust me. And God was like, yo, Moses, listen up. When a lit bullock or a sheep or a goat comes into the world, it's got to chill with its mom for a solid 7 days. Then on the eighth day and after that, it's got to be ready to be lit extremely and offered up in fire to the Lord. Yo, don't be slaying both a cow or a ewe and their offspring on the same day, fam. No need to take out the whole fam. You feel me? And by you, I mean a she goat, just so you know. Keep it chill and spread the love, bro. And when you want to give thanks to the Lord, offer it however you want. Eat it all that day, no leftovers till tomorrow. I'm the Lord, FYI. So, like, you got to follow my commandments and actually do them. I'm the Lord, by the way. Yo, don't disrespect my holy name. Yo, I want to be respected and revered by the whole squad of Israelites. I'm the Lord. I'm the one who makes y'all sacred. You feel me? That rescued you from Egypt to be your God. I'm the Lord. Leviticus 23. So God starts talking to Moses like, yo, tell the squad of Israelites that the Lord wants them to know about these lit celebrations called holy convocations. They're straight up the Lord's parties, fam. Yo, listen up. You got to hustle for 6 days straight, but on the seventh day, it's time to chillax and have a lit gathering. No work allowed, bro. This day is all about resting and connecting with the big man upstairs, no matter where you're at in this world. These are the lit celebrations of the Lord, like totally sacred get-togethers that you got to announce when the time is right. On the 14th day of the first month, when the sun goes down, it's time for the Lord's Passover. Yo, listen up, fam. On the 15th day of the same month, we got to celebrate the feast of unleavened bread for the Lord. It's going to be lit for a whole week. So you got to chow down on that unleavened bread, no cap. On the first day, you got to have a lit gathering, no adulting allowed, just chillax and enjoy the vibes. But like for real, you got to bring some lit offering to the Lord for 7 days straight. And on the seventh day, it's going to be totally holy, fam. No working like a slave on that day, okay? And God was like talking to Moses and stuff. And this is what he said. Yo, listen up, Israel squad. When you finally enter the lit land that I'm hooking you up with and start reaping those juicy crops, make sure you bring a juicy first batch to the priest. It's like the MVP of your harvest. You feel me? But for real, it's all about that Omer, aka a handful of blessings. And he's going to be like waving that sheaf in front of the Lord to be like, yo, this is cool with us. And he got to do it the day after the Sabbath, when the priest does the whole waving thing. On that day, when you lift up the sheaf, you got to offer a rad lamb, totally flawless and 1 year old, as a lit sacrifice to the Lord. And the food offering should be 2/10 of the flour mixed with oil, a lit offering for the Lord that's absolutely fire. And the drink offering should be wine, 1/4 of a hin. And you won't be munching on bread, roasted grains, or fresh corn until you've made a nice offering to your God. This rule is going to stick around forever. So make sure you remember it in all the places you call home. And you got to start counting from the day after the chill Sabbath, like when you first made that wave offering with the sheaf. Got to count 7 complete Sabbaths, okay? Count 50 days, starting from the day after the seventh day, and bring a fresh offering to the Lord. Yo, take 2 bomb loaves. What is a bomb loaf? Take 2 bomb loaves made with dope flour from your crib. Don't forget to add some leaven to make them legit. These loaves are some next level offering to the Lord, representing the first fruits. And you gotta bring 7 flawless lambs, only 1 year old, along with a young bull and 2 rams. They're gonna be like a lit burnt offering to the Lord with some dope bread, drink, and fire that smells a whole lot of good to the Lord. Yo, like a sacrifice, a goat kid for the sin redemption vibes, and 2 baby lambs for a chill peace sacrifice. And the priest gonna flex them along with the fresh bread, like a lit wave offering to the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they gotta be straight up holy for the priest, you feel? And on that same day, you're supposed to make it a special gathering for yourself. Don't do any sort of work on that day. It's going to be a forever rule for all of you, everywhere you live, for all time. When you're gathering your crops, don't be like super neat and stuff by clearing out every last bit of the corners of your field. Also, don't snatch up every leftover piece when you're harvesting. You gotta leave those for the poor and the outsiders in your land. Just so you know, I'm like the Lord your God, and I'm saying this. So God talked to Moses and was like, yo, listen up, Israel fam. Come the 7th month on the first day, it's time to chillax and have a lit Sabbath. We gonna make some noise with the trumpets and get everyone together for a dope and sacred gathering. Don't do any basic work on that day, but make sure to offer a lit offering to the Lord. Then God texts Moses like, yo, dude, listen up. God texts Moses. On the 10th day of the 7th month, there's going to be a day when we make up for our mistakes. It's going to be a special and sacred gathering for you guys. You got to reflect Lord. And like, you got to chill on that day. No hustling or anything. Because it's like a special day to make things right with the big guy upstairs, you know. If anyone doesn't show sadness on that day, they'll be kicked out of their group. If anyone dares to do any work on that day, they'll be totally canceled from the squad. Don't bust a move, fam. This rule is going to be forever and always, from now till forever, whenever you homies chill. It's like a chill day for you when you can totally take a break and reflect on life. On the 9th day of the month, starting in the evening and going all the way evening, you should let your souls feel the good vibes. Like, yo, most, listen up. On the 7th month, it so get ready to party. It's no hustle. For a whole week, you gotta for the Lord with some fire offerings. And on the 8th day, it's going to be a real epic gathering for you, where you keep the fire offerings going strong for the Lord. It's going to be lit, and make sure you don't do any boring work during that time. It's all about a special day, so no grinding, bro. These are the lit events the Lord wants you to flex on, whether you gather up and bring your best game to offer some fire to the Lord. We're talking about lit burnt offerings, dope meat offerings, sacrifices, and drink offerings, all on the point and the right day. In addition to the sacred days of the Lord, and in addition to the stuff you give to him, like your gifts, promises, and voluntary offerings, you're on the 15th day of the 7th month, after you gather all the dope fruit from the land, it's time to throw a lit feast for the Lord that lasts a week. The first day is like a chill Sabbath, and then the 8th is also a Sabbath. On the first day, get some lit branches from swaggy trees like palm trees, fig trees, and willows from the brook. Then for a whole week, party it up and show your happiness to the Lord your God. Hey, and you got to turn it into a lit celebration for the big man upstairs, lasting the whole 7 days every year. This is going to be a forever thing that you and your crew got to keep doing, partying it up on the 7th month. You got to live in these rad temporary shelters for a whole week. Fam, it's like a chill retreat. where every Israelite homie gets in on the vibe and sets up their own cozy booth. So that future peeps know I had the Israel fam crash in tents, rescue them from Egypt, just FYI. I'm the real deal, the Lord your God. So Moses told the Israelites all about the lit celebrations approved by the Lord. Leviticus chapter 24. So the Almighty was like, yo, Moses, listen up. Yo, tell the Israelites to bring you some legit extra virgin olive oil, like real quality stuff, for the lighting of the lamps. We want those lamps to be burning nonstop, like always lit. Hashtag lit lamps. Aaron got to keep that testimony flowing in the tabernacle. No hiding anything. He got to do it from evening till morning, nonstop, always in the presence of the Lord. This rule gonna last for generations. No changing it ever. He will make sure the lights are always on fleek and that lit candle holder in front of the Lord. And you're going to grab some fancy flour and bake 12 cakes with it. Each cake will have 2/10 of a deal in it. And you're going to arrange them in 2 rows with 6 in each row on the clean table in front of the Lord. And you got to sprinkle some dope frankincense on each row so it's all lit on the bread as a commemoration, like a sick offering to the Lord. Every weekend, he's got to make sure it's all good in front of the Lord. No breaks, like forever, because it's a promise to the children of Israel. So, like, this food is totally for Aaron and his sons. They got to eat it in the super holy place because it's like the most holy thing ever. It's one of those offerings that the Lord made with fire, and it's like a rule forever. So there was this dude, right, whose mom was from Israel, but his dad was an Egyptian. He hangs out with the Israelites and start beefing with another Israelite guy in the camp. So the Israelite dude straight up started dissing the name of the Lord and hurling curses left and right. People were like, nah, we can't let this slide. And took him to Moses for some serious talk. Oh, by the way, this dude's mom's name is Shilameth, and she's from the tribe of Dan, in case you were wondering. So they kept him in custody to understand what the Lord wanted to reveal, to expound unto him according to the mouth of the Lord, Hebrew, to explain to them according to what the Lord has spoken. So God starts talking to Moses like for real, that person who cursed outside the hangout spot, and have everyone who witnessed it put their hands on their head, and then have the whole squad throw rocks at them. Yo, listen up, Israel fam. If anyone, if some, they're going to face serious consequences. The whole crew is going to come together and stone them, whether they're a local or an outsider. Non-negotiable. Disrespecting the Lord's name leads to death. If someone takes another person's life, they'll definitely face the consequences and be given the death penalty. Smiteth in Hebrew means to strike the life of a person. If someone kills an animal, they must make restitution, giving up another animal in return. It's a life for a life. So if someone messes up their friend's vibe, they got to experience the same mess in return. If someone wrongs you, get back at them in a fair and equivalent way. Just like they messed up with someone, they should be messed with in return. If someone takes the life of an animal, they must make restitution for it. But if someone takes the life of a human, they will face the penalty of death. You all got to follow the same set of rules, whether you're from out of town or born and raised here, because I'm the Lord your God, and that's how we roll. So Moses was like, yo, guys, we got to drag out this dude who was straight up cursing and stone him with some serious rocks outside the camp. And the Israelites, peeps were like, word, we'll just do what the Lord told Moses. Leviticus chapter 25. So God totally talked to Moses on Mount Sinai and said, yo, listen up, fam. God's got a message for the Israelites. When you finally reach the land he's given you, that place got to take a break, chillax, and give the Lord a day of rest. Hashtag respect. You got to work the land and take care of your. But yo, on the 7th year, it's going to be dedicated to the Lord. You got to lay off your crops and vines. No planting or trimming allowed. You can't harvest any crops that pick any unripe grapes from your vineyard either. It's a year of rest for the land. So let everything grow naturally. The chill day of rest, y'all can grub on the produce of the land. It's all good for you, your crew, even those who work, and for your creatures that are in your land. You got to count this was equal of the seventh month when it's time going to you got to make it special, like holy and stuff. Spread the word across the land that everyone's free and can do their own thing. It's going to be a total celebration, you know. Everyone goes back to their own land and reunites with their fam. How dope is that? That 50th year shall be a total vibe for you. You got to take a break from planting, harvesting whatever grows on its own, and picking those fresh grapes from your vine without getting it all neat and tidy. Yo, it's time for the Jubilee, fam. It's going to be lit and all holy vibes, you know. You can totally feast on the bountiful harvest straight from the fields, no cap. When the year of celebration comes around, everyone got to go back and get what's rightfully theirs. And if you sell something to your friend or buy something from your friend, you must not be unfair to each other. Yo, check it out. When it comes to buying stuff from your neighbor after the Jubilee, you got to consider the years they've been holding on to it. And when they sell you their goods, the number of years they've been growing those fruits matters. Yo, as time goes on, the value will go up if it's been around for a while. But if it's still new, the price will be lower. The price is based on how many good years it has left. So that's what you're paying for. So, like, don't be all mean and stuff to each other, okay? But, like, respect your God and be all afraid and stuff because I'm the Lord your God, you know? So, like, make sure you follow my rules, keep them in mind, actually do them, and then you'll have peaceful vibes while living in this land. And the earth will totally come through with its bounty. You'll feast on your favorite foods and chillax in safety within its realms. And like, if y'all are like, yo, what are we going to munch on in the seventh year? Like, we can't even plant or harvest our crops anymore, bruh. Yo, I'm about to drop a major blessing on you in year 6, and it's going to keep the good vibes flowing for 3 whole years, producing mad fruit. And in the 8th year, you shall plant crops and enjoy the leftover harvest until the 9th year, until the new crops come in. You can feast on the previous year's stock. Yo, the land is off limits for sale forever because it belongs to me. Just a reminder, y'all are like visitors and travelers hanging out with me. And you got to give back the land and all the areas you own, okay? Yo, if your bro is like super broken, had to sell some of his stuff, and if any of his fam wants to buy it back, then they should totally do it, man. Got to help your brother out and make sure he gets back what he had to sell. If the dude doesn't have anyone to hook him up, but he's got the means to do it himself, he's got to step up and handle it all on his own. Yo, like, if someone sold something and later realizes they made an extra profit, they got to figure out how many years pass and give that extra cash back to the person they sold it to. So, like, they can get their thing back and return to owning it. But if he can't give it back, then what he sold will stay with the person who bought it until the year of Jubilee. When the Jubilee comes, it will be released and he'll get his property back. If someone sells a house in a city with walls, they have the right to buy it back within a year after selling it. They've got a whole year to make the redemption happen. And if it's not bought back within a whole year, then the house in the city with walls shall belong forever to the person who purchased it for all their descendants. It won't be released during the Jubilee. So, like the villages without walls, they're going to be treated like fields in the countryside. You can totally buy them back, and the peeps living there get to leave in this rad celebration called Jubilee. It's like their redemption, you know. Like the Levites can totally buy back their cities whenever, you know, and their houses in the cities too. If someone buys a house from the Levites, that house and the city it's in will be returned in the year of Jubilee. The cities of the Levites are their property among the Israelites. But like, they can't sell the land around their cities, man. It's like their forever property and stuff. And yo, if your bro is broke and struggling alongside you, then you got to help him out. Even if the goal is to give him a chance to thrive with you, hand fallen and all that. And when I say help, I mean like lift him up, empower him, you know. Don't charge interest or make extra profit from someone. But respect your God so that your fellow brother can thrive alongside you. Don't be charging interest when you loan money to your homie. And don't be expecting a profit when you lend them food. I'm like your ultimate big boss, the one who saved you from Egypt and hooked you up with the land of Canaan, all so I can be forever God. And if your bro who lives near you ends up being broke and sells himself to you, you can't force him to be your servant forever. You got to treat him like a homie, not a servant. But like a part-time worker or someone crashing at your place, he'll be with you and keep you out until the Jubilee year comes around. And then he'll bounce from your life, him and his squad, and go back to his fam, inheriting the legacy of his ancestors. They're like my squad, the ones I rescued from Egypt. No way I'm letting you be sold off as slaves. No way. I'm about that. No way I'm about that slave trade vibe. Don't be a total control freak or someone. Just respect and fear your God. And you will have slaves from the neighboring nations. They will be your male and female servants, and you can acquire them by purchasing. Also, if there's any cool kids from other countries hanging out with you, you can totally buy them and their families who've been born in your land. They'll be your squad for real. And you'll pass them down to your kids as an inheritance so they can possess them. They'll be your servants forever, but don't treat your fellow Israelites harshly by ruling over them with force. If a foreigner or someone new to the city becomes successful because of you, and your friend who lives nearby becomes poor and has to sell themselves to the foreigner, or in the person in the area, or the relatives of that foreigner, once he's been sold, there's a chance for him to be bought back. One of his own family members can be the one to buy him back. His uncle or his cousin can help him out, or any close relatives from his family can help step in to help him out. Or if he's able, he can help himself out. And the person who purchased shall pay time from when he was sold until the year of Jubilee. And the price of his purchase shall be of years, similar to what a hired worker would earn during that time. The years I cough up the cash to buy back his freedom, equal to the original price he was sold for. And if there's only a person, should totally tally it up and pay back the value of their release based on their remaining years. And he'll work for him like a part-time gig worker, but the government will stick you. And if he hasn't been freed during those years, this is how it's going to go down. So, like, the deal is the children of Israel are totally my squad. They're my true ride or dies that I rescued from Egypt, And hey, just so you know, I'm the big boss in charge. I'm the Lord your God. Leviticus 27. God was like, yo, Moses, listen up. Yo, listen up, peeps of Israel. If a dude decides to make a super specific promise, those people involved got to be dedicated to the Lord. And you got to figure out their worth. And you got to set a value for guys between 20 and 60 years old. And that value is going to be 60 shekels of silver, just like the ones that they use at the holy place. And if it's a female, then you should value it at 30 shekels. If it's someone between the ages of 5 and 20, you got to pay 20 shekels for a guy and then 10 shekels for a girl, no cap. If the person is between 1 month and 5 years old, you should estimate their worth at the silver shekels if they're male, and 3 silver shekels if they're female. If someone is 60 years old or older and they're a dude, you got to pay 50 shekels. But if they're a lady, it's just 10 shekels. Yo. But like if he's not as rich as you thought, then he has to go meet the priest, and the priest will evaluate him. The priest will assign a value to him based on how much he can actually afford to give. And if it's an animal that people offer to the Lord, anything that anyone gives from that animal to the Lord will be sacred. He can't switch or swap it, trading something good for something bad or something bad for something good. And if he does decide to exchange the animal for another, then both the animal and the swap are considered sacred. And if it's some kind of unclean animal that they don't offer as a sacrifice to the Lord, then they got to bring the animal to the priest. The priest has to give it a fair assessment, whether it's excellent or not so great. Whatever value the priest assigns to it, that's how it's going to be. So basically, the priest's opinion is what really matters here. But if he actually wants to buy it back, then he has to pay an extra 20% of its value. Yo, when a person decides to make their crib all holy for the Lord, the priest got to come over and check it out. They'll evaluate it, if it's lit or not. And whatever the priest determines that's how it's going to roll. And if someone who made it sacred wants to buy back his house, he has to pay an additional fifth of the money he valued it at, and then it becomes his again. Someone sets apart a portion of the land as an offering to the Lord. The value of it should be based on the amount another seed that it can produce. For example, if it can yield enough barley seed to measure a homer, it'd be valued at 50 shekels of silver. By the way, a homer is a unit of measurement for land. If someone sets apart their field until a year of celebration, according to your assessment, it should remain untouched. But if he sets apart his field after the Jubilee, then the priest will calculate the cash based on the remaining years until the next Jubilee, and it will be deducted from the total value. And if the person who set aside the field wants to buy it back, they must pay an additional 20% of the appraised value, making it officially theirs. And if he doesn't want to buy back the land, or if he's already sold the land to someone else, it can't be bought back again. But when that field produces in the Jubilee, it be straight up sacred for the Lord, like a totally devoted field. The priests be owning that stuff. And if someone dedicates, I ain't reading that word, if someone dedicates a field they purchased to the Lord, but it's not part of their own land, the priest will calculate how much you're worth until the year of Jubilee. On that day, he'll give your value as a sacred offering to the Lord. During the year of Jubilee, the field will go back to the original owner, the one who originally owned the land. And like all your calculations got to be based on the sacred shekel, like 20 gerahs will make up 1 shekel. You can't dedicate any firstborn animals as an offering to the Lord, whether it's ox, sheep. It belongs to the Lord as his firstborn. And if it's like a nasty animal or whatever, you got to buy it back based on how much it's worth and throw in an extra fifth as a bonus. Or if you don't buy it back, then you can sell it for how much it's worth. You'll listen up. Any item, whether it's human or animal, something from your property that's dedicated to the Lord, can't be sold or bought back. It's considered super sacred and belongs solely to the Lord. Any person who's declared devoted cannot be brought back. They must be put to death. Like all the stuff from the land, whether it's the seeds for the true fields of the trees, according to the Lord, it's legit sacred to him. If someone wants to redeem any of their tithes, they should add an extra 20% to it. When it comes to giving a tenth of your animals, herd or flock, any critter that goes under the rod, that tenth is going to be set apart for the Lord, all sacred and stuff. He won't overthink whether it's a vibe or not, and he won't try to tweak it. But if he does decide to make a change, both the original and the new version will be super legit. It can't be reversed or canceled. Peep this. These are the rules that the Lord dropped on Moses for the Israel squad straight up at Mount Sinai. All right, that's the end of the book of Leviticus. Tomorrow will be in Numbers. Please put in the comment section, this is the word of the Lord. Follow, like, and subscribe. Hit that arrow at the bottom of the screen and share this video. Shall we pray? Father, as we go through this passage, we're grateful and thankful for instructions. Many times we as a people, we don't like instructions or someone telling us what to do. But we realize when it comes to our relationship with you, we must submit ourselves to you, resist the devil, and then he'll flee. Help us to be submissive to your guidelines, your instructions, yes, your rules, and your regulations. We're not a lawless people, but we're a people that are subject to your guidelines. Help us to say yes to you, even when we don't understand. And we'll give you the praise and the honor, for we ask it all in Jesus' name. And all the people of God said, thank God. Amen. And put in the comment section, this is the word of the Lord.